I was referred to Robbie from a friend and colleague of mine back in 2006. I think with Robbie, he felt like the right realtor for me. I hadn't done this before, but I knew there was a couple things that I wanted to look for and find in a realtor. Number one being that I wanted someone to take the time to coach me and guide me through this process that I'd never been through before. And number two, having previous experience in sales myself, I didn't want a realtor that was all about the commission and was going to keep it about me. Over the course of 10 years, Robbie helped me out with a few different transactions, one being a sale and the other two being purchases. The first one was when I was single. It was a bachelor pad, different style of building. It was a hard conversion, a loft. And then fast forwarding to just recently, the big difference there was it was us buying a place together and a new build.
So my family lives out of town, so we were looking for a place with a little bit more space. We were also looking ahead to marriage and a kid, so some pretty exciting life changes ahead of us. At the time, Robbie was also expecting his first, so he knew everything that we had to consider and even more. When I first met Robbie, I felt comfortable right away. I felt like I've known him for years. And coming into this situation where Mark and Robbie worked together for years before I came into the picture, I really felt like Robbie was ensuring that my opinions were heard, made sure that I was understanding the buying process as well, just knowing that this was all new to me.
Yeah, I think that was even something that I noticed. Robbie does a great job of making everyone feel like part of the process, which she was, and which a good realtor would recognize that and do that. Along with finding the right home, Robbie always makes sure that you're finding the right investment as well. And I think, with the market the way it is in Toronto, that's even more important than it ever has been. Each time, whether it was 10 years ago or the purchase that we just made together, that's always on the forefront for him, and he's delivered on that as far as I'm concerned for everything that we've done together.
It was really reassuring that Robbie knows the ins and outs of the Toronto market, from the new and developing neighborhoods to the new hot projects. I personally learned so much from Robbie, just being a first-time home buyer and also being fairly new to Toronto, only living in Toronto for 3 to 4 years. This was a brand new experience for me. Whenever we saw a place and we thought of something and we're like, you know what, it would be really nice to have bigger balcony space, he would say, okay, well, that is something that I will make sure it has moving forward. So every single time we kind of notice something or recognize something, he would take that into consideration right away and make sure that the places moving forward actually had that to offer, which was really impressive.
But at the same time too, he's a realist. Yeah, like he's not just going to say, yes, you can have this and that and that, and I'll go and find that for you, which goes back to making sure that you're staying well within your means. So he will say, okay, well, if we're going to pivot and outdoor space is now a top 3 criteria for you, we're going to have to look at potentially cutting something else off your list, because you're not going to find all of those things within the budget that you have.
Yeah.
Something that I've learned from Robbie is that as much as buying a new property, or more importantly, buying a new home, is that you tend to always kind of lead with your heart. But being an investment, and along with the sums of money that you're usually talking about, it's really important that you are also leading in with your head and investing intelligently. And Robbie always is mindful of that and helps guide you through that process.